Each one of these episodes will be bigger than the biggest YouTube video I've ever made.
Mr. Beast is creating the biggest game show of all time.
With the most contestants any game show's ever had, with the largest cash prize in history, the biggest sets in history, the biggest everything in history.
Could this be a turning point for the future of YouTube and Hollywood?
Oh, you don't understand. It's going to blow your mind.
I've been working in and researching the film industry for the past 3 years, so that in this video I could break down exactly how Mr. Beast's new show will be one of the largest TV shows ever made, how he's going to partner with Amazon to make it all happen, and how it could change Hollywood forever. Mr. Beast has had a meteoric rise as he's become the largest YouTuber on the planet. At more than 246 million subscribers, he'll soon overtake Netflix's 260 million. He's built a media empire that rivals even the largest players in Hollywood. His studio setup is absolutely insane, and it's only getting bigger.
When you build this, from what we've heard, it'll be the largest soundstage in North America.
People are telling me it will be. I'm just like, this is what I need to make my videos because my videos are getting so big.
Right.
And they're like, Jimmy, this is larger than anyone else has. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I need it. Like, can we start building? You know what I mean?
But his next project, called The Beast Games, will take his production to a whole new level. Considering that he already spends millions for each of his YouTube videos,
If you include every cost, it's probably $3.5 million a video now.
just how big will this TV show be? Big enough to change the way that the entire film industry operates? We'll see. But first, let's dive into exactly what The Beast Games will be about and why it will be the largest project Mr. Beast has ever done.
I'm so excited. I wish I could just say what some of the episodes are.
The exact premise is kept tightly secretive, since Mr. Beast, aka Jimmy, wants to make sure no one has a competitive advantage going into the show.
This show, we have it written now, is mind-blowing. The problem is if I say anything about a particular episode, it could give a contestant that hears it a little bit of insight.
But we do know that he's hiring a massive team to run the project.
These episodes are massive. We're already hired like 80, 90 people to help with it, and we're gonna need way more. So I'm bringing a lot of people in. I mean, I might build a city. You know what I mean? Like, we'll build a city. Like, the constraints are not there for this show.
Jimmy is no stranger to reality TV, having done tons of challenges in the past with guests who compete for prizes. But Jimmy has an approach to creating content that feels much more genuine and authentic than many reality TV shows try to achieve. He's said that something he wants to avoid is recording guests reflect on their experiences after the fact.
One thing I don't really like is like when there's a lot of action happening and they just cut to someone in a takeaway room clearly filmed after and talking about it. Ideally, we'd be able to get those kind of emotions and thoughts in the midst of the challenge, right? Which takes a lot of forethought and a lot of skill because, you know, these aren't scripted. And so like, if you miss the shot, well, then you have to go back and get it. So it's like one take, either you get it or you don't. That's just like one of 100 examples of ways I want to innovate and adapt.
He wants to show up prepared so he can film everything exactly how it happened. It will undoubtedly be one of the most viewed TV series of the year, but I also think it won't lose the feeling of his YouTube videos, which while being fast-paced, also try to remain genuine. Like you're just hanging out with him and his crew.
Bro, look how cool that looks. Wait, it's lighting up the entire city.
Mr. Beast has gone through many changes recently, and he stated that he's moving away from the overstimulating, extremely fast-paced videos he's made in the past in order to focus more on storytelling.
Even some of our older videos, I can't watch them. I'm like, this is too much. It gives me a headache, you know? But at the time, that's just kind of what I thought was good, and I actually enjoyed it.
I think this emphasis on storytelling is what's going to allow Mr. Beast to be successful in creating a longer format TV show, where many other YouTubers in the past have struggled to create content for traditional media channels.
In the past, creators and traditional media have tried things, but it's never really worked.
I know.
Which brings us to Jimmy's partner in all of this, Amazon. Jimmy said that he chose to work with Amazon because they gave him complete creative control.
All creative control, and they'll let me do whatever I want.
Something that is extremely important to him. But another reason why Amazon seems like the perfect partner is that Jimmy has become a player in the consumer products space. In the past year, we've seen tons of celebrities create brands featuring products aimed at their fans, and Jimmy is no different, having launched Feastables. One thing that sets him apart though is his level of dedication to the business and the product. It's clearly not just an afterthought, it's a focus for him. And it ties in perfectly with Amazon. Earlier this year, Amazon announced it would start showing ads in its Prime Video service, and it makes tons of sense as the largest marketplace in the world. If they can show you a TV show, then present you an ad, and give you the opportunity to buy the product without ever having left the platform, then that's a huge advantage compared to ads ads on services like Netflix, where there's much more friction in order to actually buy something. If Jimmy is serious about getting into the product space, then having a partnership with Amazon could be a game changer for their global reach. Amazon is also trying to get deeper into the media space, particularly when it comes to Hollywood and traditional film and TV production. They've poured tremendous resources into shows like The Boys and The Rings of Power, and in 2021, they acquired the historic movie studio MGM for about $8 billion. The current head of Amazon MGM Studios, Jennifer Salk, actually spoke about Beast Games, saying, "We are excited to work with Jimmy and his talented team to bring his brilliant high production and stakes-rising concepts to Beast Games for our global customers to experience." And Vernon Sanders, the head of television at Amazon MGM, said that, "When Mr. Beast first told us about his concept for the show, we were blown away by his ambition to make Beast Games the biggest reality competition series ever." Amazon clearly wants to double down on streaming, and I think by getting the largest creator on the largest video platform in the world to make exclusive content just for Prime Video, they have a solid plan to grow their viewership. I can't stress enough how big this deal between Jimmy and Amazon is going to be, and it's going to have giant repercussions on the future of entertainment. But could it actually break Hollywood? Hollywood has had a rough time lately. Even though there were a couple surprise hits last year, and Dune 2 started the year off strong, the future of the film industry has never been more uncertain. Hollywood still hasn't recovered from the 2 strikes last year that ground production down to a halt. And there's another potential strike from IATSE, which represents film crews, coming up this summer. OpenAI is taking its text-to-video model Sora to studios, talent agencies, and media executives. Plus, cinema has never had more competition for people's attention, with the sheer amount of online content that makes going to the movie theaters less appealing unless it's something truly special. On some of my videos, I get tons of people expressing their hatred for Hollywood, feeling like they hate their audience. I think it's the result of movies made piecemeal by out-of-touch executives. YouTube has already overtaken Netflix as the #1 video streaming platform in the world, and I think its advantage is only going to grow from here. The future of media is digital, and while I love watching movies in theaters and hope that movies continue to get made, there's so much more growth and potential on digital platforms right now, and I think there's a new generation of storytellers who are making truly incredible videos. But despite all of this, YouTubers are still seen with skepticism by the large companies and studios that run Hollywood. Jimmy said that his goal with Beast Games is to make the greatest show possible and prove YouTubers and creators can succeed on other platforms, and that he hopes to make the YouTube community proud.
Obviously, if this show doesn't do well, then it's like, oh, he's just, a YouTuber. It's not even just me, it's also other creators. Like, it's, I take it very serious. This is why I'm putting so much effort and energy into it, because like, if this flops, then people are gonna be like, yeah, YouTubers aren't capable of, making it on streaming platforms. And I recognize it could either have a massive positive effect and that every streaming platform is gonna be throwing deals left and right at creators, or a negative effect and people are gonna go, if Jimmy couldn't make a hit show, what makes you think you can? And like, that is one of my biggest fears, is the inverse, which is why I'm not going to let that happen.
Regardless of what you think about him, Jimmy is one of the most creative storytellers of this new generation. His ability to capture and hold people's attention is second to none. He comes across a bit goofy, but deep down, he has a ruthless focus for building his business.
I just obsess over it, and I obsess over it until I fall asleep, and I dream about it, and then I wake up and I do it again. Building this business is like cocaine to me. I just don't know how to stop.
At this point, he's an accomplished entrepreneur with a track record not many can compete with. In fact, he's become so successful, his reach is so large, that the number of brands who can actually afford to pay him is growing smaller by the day.
Your viewership is getting to a point where it's exceeding marketers' budgets.
Yeah.
Like they can't really afford.
Oh, that is a massive problem. Yeah.
And that's actually a huge reason he launched Feastables. So he could have a product line that he can own entirely. So if Jimmy Donaldson, the person on the planet with perhaps the single largest viewership, can't pull off a hit TV show, then Hollywood studios are going to be wary about partnering with YouTubers in the future. But honestly, I don't see that happening. I think Beast Games is going to be a massive success, causing Amazon to greenlight another season. And I think following this show, the relationship between YouTube and Hollywood is going to change. YouTube is still seen as a place for kids to watch other kids react to other kids playing video games, and traditional media doesn't often take the platform seriously. But traditional media is fading away. The average viewership for the top news channels is in the 70 to 80-year-old range. Hollywood studios are struggling to keep up with the endless amounts of content being poured onto Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And so I think while in the past, where it's been YouTubers begging to work with Hollywood, following the Beast games, it's going to be Hollywood studios begging to work with YouTubers. But I don't think it has to be adversarial at all. I think there's a natural relationship that can exist between the historic industry of Hollywood and the emerging digital world. And I want to be part of that relationship. It's why I'm moving to Los Angeles to work at United Talent Agency. So if you want to follow along with me as we enter this new age, then I encourage you to subscribe. But let's go back to a simpler time when there were way fewer YouTubers. 2016. Want to know Jimmy's advice for getting more views and subscribers on YouTube? I doubt there are many people more qualified to speak on how to do it.
So to cut straight to the point, the best way to get free unlimited subscribers is controversy. Controversy equals views on YouTube. If you want views on YouTube, sadly the best way is just to do something so stupid, something so ridiculous that people have to click on that video and they have to tell people about it.
I wonder what Hollywood will think of Mr. Beast. After all, its future is up in the air. Is AI going to change everything about the way movies are made? What will happen to the film industry if people just stop going to theaters? To find out, you can watch this video on what the future holds for the media capital of the world. But whatever happens, if 2023 was the year of Taylor Swift, I have a strong feeling 2024 will be the year of Jimmy Donaldson. Alright, I'll see you around. Peace.